What's up everybody, this is your girl Niall the artist, and on today's video I'm going to show you my latest sketchbook tour. Now this is a sketchbook that I bought from Dollarama, a dollar store here in Canada, and I started this in the summer of last year and finished it off this year. Now here on the first page you can see that there is a figure, some sort of anime girl I guess. Not really liking her, so we'll move on. Here you can see that I'm working with markers with a girl, a little bit of whiteout, and then you can see here that there's a pen sketch. As you can see from my very first photo in the sketchbook, my figures have grown. Now this was kind of a live sketch, I want to say. I was on the beach and I saw this guy just sitting there, so I brought out some markers and decided to do that because that was my goal, was to keep drawing every single day. Now here's a girl with glasses and very curly hair. I really like the way that this page came out. I really like a lot of the pages that came out in the sketchbook that you might see in paintings in the future. I'm not sure if they're going to be watercolor or acrylic. Now, I like this and I don't like this. I don't like this, first of all, because of the way that the marker is on toned paper. I haven't really worked with toned paper before, so getting the sketchbook was a first for me to work on toned paper. I try to use at least 2 different markers, and as you can see, it didn't really turn out. Here, so you're gonna see here a giraffe and a little puppy. I kind of like the sketch, I kind of don't, just because of the hair, but then again, you're sketching every day and not everyone's going to see your sketchbook anyways. A sketchbook's just a place to get out ideas, and this page spread is a perfect example of that. There's a bunch of randomness, and I'm known, Niall is really random. So you can see there's a duck, there's a mermaid, there's a little bit of a body, and then there's like a few thumbnails here. Now over here, I had this image in my head for a painting. I don't know if I'm still gonna use this. Well, we'll see. Some girls with her hair just floating in the water. And then here you can see there's another summer girl here. Body, arm, not so sure if I like it or don't. But again, it is a sketchbook, so it's an idea that I can definitely continue working on. I really like the sketch. I don't like the marker behind here, but I was quickly getting out my idea for this. I think I might use her for my 100 watercolor painting series that I'm working on, as well as this girl here. I kind of like just the way that the pose is. It's not in my normal poses, and the body, I think, as you can see from the first page to then, is really better. Here I'm just working something out of my brain. Don't really like the face much, but I did get the idea out, which is the main thing again. And I was working on some sort of landscape here and I didn't end up finishing it, so we'll move on. Now, I really like the sketch. It's very pencil-y and pen with marker, a lot of the shading in there, so we'll see what I can do with that. And here I also worked with crayon, did a little portrait for my brain using colors that I don't normally use, and material I haven't really used in a long time, which was just crayons. And here you can see that there's another concept image here. The body needs a lot of work, but it's an idea that maybe I can just expand on. And over here again, playing with animals. I love giraffes a lot, and this giraffe is blowing a bubble gum, so it's kind of almost like a surrealist kind of painting, because in real life what giraffe really wears glasses and blowing a bubble. I am really fond of this page. This is a figure that I did with ink and then put some pastel just to add some skin color here. And I also like this one. It's very different. This one was done in soft pastels with pen. So I gave some color It would have turned out better, but I guess it was because it was on the tone paper. Didn't work out like I expected. Here's a little nice kind of like beach scenery with pastels. Now, my girl, Sabrina Gabriel, went on a trip to Haiti, and that's where she's from. So I sketched her out for some paintings that I want to do for her, and you can check out her channel. She does amazing tutorials with makeup and everything like that. So anytime you see me doing any makeup, it's probably a tutorial from her. Now here's a mother and a child that I didn't finish. I don't like the way that it was coming out, so I kind of just left it. I still got in my day of drawing, which is really nice. I try to draw at least 5 to 10 minutes if I can get alone time. I have 2 kids, so when you have a full-time job, it's kind of hard to do that, but it is a goal. Here it was some feet, more soft pastels, and the black Jasmine from a makeup artist who did herself up as Jasmine, which I really liked. Now these two I like and I don't. I also like just, I guess, the scratchiness and the sketchiness of the figures. You will see that I do a lot of female figures because I love the curves and things like that, and hey, I'm female, so I can draw what I want. Here are some trees, some references of trees, and some girl from my head. I remember doing this at work last year, and yeah. And this one is just another curly hair girl. I think I want to do a lot of series, probably with a lot of different curly head girls. Before, I was just really hard on myself in regards to my curls. I always wanted straight hair, but now everybody wants curly hair, so I just learned how to appreciate what I got. So here there's a baby sleeping and another curly head girl with glasses here. Here's a figure. So yeah, I guess you can see that she's naked. She has her butt there. And over here is another summer girl that I really enjoyed. I did this in green pen, but it kind of sucks because I drew with marker on the other side that it bled through, so you can kind of see that. Now over here, as you can see, I did a bunch of marker sketches without thinking about the ink on the other side. But it's okay, it's a sketchbook, you know. The main thing is I got my ideas out, and I can always rework my ideas on separate pieces of paper. Oh, watch out for the nudity here. This was supposed to be like some crystal goddess girl. And over here I did some plants and a landscape in my mind, just thinking about how the water glistens and shimmers from the sun or the moon. So I don't know if I want to do this as a nighttime or maybe one nighttime and one daytime. You know, let me know in the comments what you think would be a good painting from this sketchbook. Now, I love turtles, so of course I had to draw at least one turtle. I was thinking about turtles this day, and I did that. And there's like a few scribbles on the other side, and then there's like a face. As you can see, I try to draw a lot of faces and a lot of figures. I try to get better at figures and just positioning the body. And as you can see, like with the sketchbook, from the very first picture to, you know, throughout, you can see how much I've grown with the figure. And that's just constantly doing it every day. Even if it's not every day, it's, you know, every other day or whatnot. Whenever I can get like 5 to 10 minutes just to sketch. This is the purpose of this small sketchbook, and I think I would definitely be getting the sketchbook again. I believe the sketchbook cost me about $3 and some change from Dollarama, and it's a studio sketchbook. It's toned paper and it's a smaller one. So yeah. So again, a landscape and another girl. And then some more figure sketches. Being faster, being more making more gestures with it. And as you can see, I use markers. I leave all my structural lines on there just to see what I can move. And a lot of the times, like, I know in class, in school, when I was doing art classes and stuff like that, our teacher would always make us basically use a pencil but no eraser. No eraser on the back of it, no eraser around us, and we would basically have to sketch the figure, right? So some of those exercises I still take with me in my own practice right now. So a lot of times you would see that I would use markers, pens, or anything like that, not have an eraser. It's also a practice that I have been doing since before school. When I first learned how to draw, I didn't learn by having a pencil. I learned by having a piece of paper and any pen that I could find in the house, and just draw and draw over it until I can get it. And as I grew up and learning about animation and different things in my own, I guess, personal studies, when I wanted to learn how to draw and become an animator, they would always suggest just not having an eraser, doing your instructions and just really working on it and formatting it. Now with digital art, you'll see that they still do that practice, but it's on different layers. You can turn off a layer, you can get rid of a layer and have a better structure for your drawing. Whereas here in the physical, I'm drawing, and the lines that I want to emphasize as the correct lines are darker. Here you can see that's some pastel here. Some of it's oil, some of it's soft. So I want to play around with a few different mediums and not just pencils. So you'll see a lot of markers and pens and different mediums here. Some of these are from reference and some of these are not. You can find really good references off of Instagram, Pinterest, Google, of course. If I use any references in my sketchbook from Instagram, if I'm looking, at a girl in a bathing suit or anything like that, you will find that I would have their name, their @name there, and just notes for me to go back to see that model. You'll notice it on the girl on the right hand side. I have that there. So I can always go back, reference it, and just change it up, because a lot of the times I use it just for the pose and not for what they're wearing or anything like that. So it looks completely different than the reference photo, and that's basically how you're supposed to use references. You're not supposed to directly copy their hairstyle and everything. You're supposed to use it for one thing and make it your own. Over here now you're gonna see the flower phase. I was drawing roses for a while. I'm thinking about getting into tattooing, so I did a bunch of ink roses and drawing the same rose over and over and shading it with a pen and not using any pencil at all. And then this beach scene that you're gonna see here with, I believe it's pencil, could be pastel, could be crayon, anyways. From a picture that I took when I went to Saltwell Beach. I tend to take a million of pictures, and thank goodness for Google Photos, because I can always go back and refer to them for a different painting or if I'm feeling something different. And a lot of the times the best photos reference is photos that you take, and everybody has a phone, so you can definitely just take a photo, save it for later, and thank you for Google Photos, because you can go back years. I've taken a lot of photos, and just going back to like the random photos I would take of flowers on my way to work, at the bus stop, or wherever I am, actually definitely helps. So yeah, you'll see a lot of girls and you'll see a few doggy drawings, and my ink was going out there, so that picture didn't turn out. And then that's this pastel again here. And that's one thing that you need to learn with a sketchbook. There are no rules. Even though there's a sketchbook, you can write in it, you can take notes. It's basically your journal of your mind, if you will. All your ideas, you can write down your dreams and anything like that. I remember in high school, a lot of people would know how I'm feeling depending on what I was drawing at that time. And I always had my sketchbook on me. I didn't carry a backpack, I didn't carry a purse, but I had a lot of pockets, and I would always have a sketchbook stuffed in a pocket somewhere and pens everywhere. And when I was younger, you would never find me without a sketchbook. And that's kind of the one thing that I want to bring back, because I kind of lost touch with it. Once you're in the corporate world, you kind of lose touch with a lot of different things. But I'm getting back there to the way that I want my art to be and the way that it was, you know, when I graduated from high school. And I kind of just want to be that role model for my kids and just have them always in their sketchbook. And my daughter finishes sketchbooks just like my son. So it's really nice that you can go somewhere like the dollar store and buy a bunch. Because when I was younger, you would always have to go to the art store, and like a decent sketchbook or the cheapest sketchbook was like $10. Now I can go into somewhere like Dollarama and get one for like $3, and it still does its job. Even if you don't have a sketchbook, like you could pick up a notebook, pretend the lines aren't there, help use the lines for different structures, and it still serves its purpose to hold your idea. It's almost like a handbook of your mind, your imagination. Just get it out there. I like to look back at my sketchbooks. I never threw out any of my sketchbooks. When my mom moved, she threw out a lot of my sketchbooks, which I wish I would have had today. I still have a few of my high school sketchbooks that I was able to save. So I wish I was able to save a lot of things, like when I was like second grade, third grade, and things like that. So now with my kids, I'm saving all of their artwork, or at least having pictures and videos of them, so you know they can look back to see where they started. As you can see, again, from like the very first page till now, like my figures have grown, not just from like reference, but even from my own mind. So you can see there's like a lot of portraits, a lot of like bathing suits and things like that, because, you know, I'm always thinking about summer. My mind's always there. Ever since I was little, I created this world in my mind where there's tropical rainforests, there's like jungles, there's also like islands as well. And a lot of times I end up being on that island, or I'll space out in a conversation and be there if I'm not engaged in the conversation. So that's just me. I just make up worlds and I draw them. And a lot of these 100 watercolor girls that I'm doing, Girls of Summer, Island Girls, I don't even know what I'm going to call the series, but there's 100 of them. I picture these women in the tropical area of my mind, I guess you could say. So here's like some people with some pets. So if you have like a pet, whether it's a dog or cat or anything like that, thumbs up this video. I had a boxer bulldog before, but sadly he was taken away from us, given away really. And now we have an American bully, and he's 5 months, and his name is Chocolate, otherwise known as Chocolate. And yeah, so thumbs up this video if you have a pet, and if so, put in the comments, put the name of your pet and what type of pet it is, whether it's a mouse, whether it's a rat, whether it's a bird, doesn't matter, exotic animals. If you have a picture, you can definitely I started drawing some pigs. And then here's my daughter drawing, and this is the end of my sketchbook. So if you like this tour, give this a thumbs up, comment, and hit the bell for notifications on my next video coming out. Have a great day. And also, thank you for watching. Again, this is Niall the artist coming to you, giving you the sketchbook tour. So let me know in the comments if you'd like another one, because I have some older ones and I can definitely show you what's in my new sketchbook so far. Thank you for watching.